Hello everyone from Patio Frutal, the fruitful yard. Today is September the 12th, and today I just gave my fig trees a trim, a very uh, reasonable trim. This fig is a brown turkey fig, and this one died over the winter. It died all the way down to the ground because I fed them uh, in early March too much chicken manure around the base, and the chicken manure built up in the wood and killed the wood. It was nicely covered with a method that, as you see in my previous video, how I did it, wrapped it up with cloth, tied all those branches up, make it look like a pine tree almost, all wrapped up. It was nice and close, and it was well protected. But like I said, too much of a good thing is too much, and too much will hurt you. So I over fertilize with that natural nitrogen from chicken manure, and it killed my plant all the way down to the roots. So I'll show you right now. This is about 8 feet tall. That's how much it grew in this growing season, which is from late um, um, May, from late May. That's when it started growing until now the end of summer. And so, in order for you to increase the amount of figlets that will ripen, you have to do this. Now I'll show you. Give it a close up. When you see uh, red buds in the figlets, these figlets, they can ripen up this year. And those in the center, there's quite a few of them, will ripen up. So this is what you have to do. You give it a nice trim or haircut, and all the energy that the plant, because this has a lot of roots, all the energy will go into those figlets, and they will develop really quick. As you can see in the leaves down here, it's full of sap. That's another thing that you have to take into consideration when you decide to start to trim. As you can see, when you decide to trim your leaves off, it will produce a tremendous amount of sap. So my method is I start in the center of the bundle of plants, because this is a big bundle, covers about 2.5 meters, and you start there in the center, and don't go too high, just go mid-level in the center, and then you walk your way out, and then you do the same for the rest. That way all the sap, because if you start in the center, you go all the way to the top, then all the sap is going to be raining on your arms, and believe me, this sap will eat you. It's very irritating. So that's my method, so I don't get those saps. You see what happened there? All that drip in there will come in your head. So there you go, guys. That's the way I do it. So now I'm going to show you. This is my brown turkey. Yes, I got that right. Sometimes I get it all mixed. Too many fruit names in my head. This one is the Chicago Hardy, and they both suffer the same this year with too much nitrogen. And I'm going to show you something over here. I want you to look at this branch here, and you see how it branched out, and that is because this year 2022 we had a tremendous hot July and August, and we have temperatures in the 90s for, I don't know, more than ever before. If you don't believe in global warming, you better start believing. I hope it's a fluke, but it doesn't seem to be. It's getting warmer and warmer. So what happened here is that it got so hot that the leaflets over here, they died off. And look at that. It grew 3 new shoots right here. So that tells you when they get into a little stress, they will produce more branches. And for the more branches, the more figs you're going to have. So this winter, my plan is to survive them up to here, like 4 feet, and I'm going to cover them in a box. a wooden box, and I'm gonna try to protect them from the frost and the wind, and hopefully they'll survive the winter. Because this is a trial and error thing for me, because I'm a tropical guy in the Northeast, so these plants are not from my zone of growing. So I'm just doing an experiment, and that's why I had some failures, and you gotta learn from your failures. So, but you have to blame for all of this lead farmer. It's all his fault. He's the one that started making videos about figs and how good this is and stuff. And well, I started growing my own figs, and these are my trials and error. See, little figlets. I'll show you more figlets. So as you can see, the Chicago Hardy has produced less than the brown turkey, but that doesn't mean that they either one produce more than the other. It's just that that one had a better development from the beginning. So over here, it's LSU Gold, and I have one in that grow bag, and I got two in that grow bag. And next year, I will separate those two, because next year they're gonna start growing like there's no tomorrow. And coming to my next plant here, I just give this one a little cut, because even though it didn't need it, because it's only maybe 14 inches tall, I gave him a little cut because I want that wood to get harder. So taking that from blocking the sun, it's gonna make that wood harder, and hopefully it will survive better in the winter time. Although none of these plants are in the grow bag and this one in the pot are gonna stay outside. Only the brown turkey and the Chicago Hardy are gonna stay outside. All the other ones are gonna go into storage for the winter, because they will die here. Because you know it's too cold. Over here you can get temperatures. Sometimes you get -8 degrees. That's the lowest I think that I can remember that it has gotten. But I know a few years we got -5 degrees, and that will kill these figlets. Now this one's over here, and I want you to see this little plant here. This one was a tiny little branch. This is a Olympian fig. It was only a little twig, maybe that thick here. When it came, it was up to here, and all these branches started to grow. We got 4 branches that have come out from the main trunk. This is a bamboo stick. I don't think that's part of it, but here we go. This is my Olympian fig. This one came in 1 gallon. And down here, I have a grow bag. And when winter comes, well, not winter, when the fall gets here, I'm gonna take a shovel, go around the edges, cut the roots out, and pull out the whole bag with the dirt in it, and store it in the winter shelter. And these are the figlets. And I bought this one at the end of May. That's when I put this in the ground. And look how many figlets we have. We have, let's see, we have 5 there, and another one here, that's 6. 7 with that one down there, that are very likely to reach maturity. So that's my my Olympian fig. Now I'm going to show you other figs that I have. That way you see that my other figs are doing pretty well. And you have to remember, guys, I bought these figs this year, and they came through June, you know, end of June. And these figlets were tiny little branches this big, you know, 6 inches tall. And this one is about 1 foot tall. And this one is a yellow long neck. This one here, this one is a unknown variety. It has only produced 1 fig last year, but she was in a different location and she was getting too much shade. So she wasn't very productive because all the energy was being sucked by the plants that were around her. So I dug her out and put her in a grow bag. So she's gonna be coming out from the ground. I believe she might be a brown turkey. I'm not sure. And this one here is another one. let's see. This is a black mission fig. It came from Florida. Florida Plant Nursery. And as you can see, like I said, these plants, the averaging height is about a foot, although it has nice branching, but it's only a foot tall. And this one came here, they were only like 5 or 6 inches, and that's what they tell you that they are gonna be, because it's a live plant. They come in a little pot. Sometimes it's like 1.5 inches around or something like that. But that's what it is. So my black mission fig is that one. And now we're gonna go to another one here. And this one I gave him a little trim today because I want those. This one are growing a little bigger than the other, more vigorously. But the wood is still too skinny, so I want the wood to harden up, like this one here. See how much darker it is. And so I just where is my tag? So I just give him a little trim so it gets stronger. Now, if I can find my tag, I hope a squirrel did not take my tag. You never know with the wildlife what's gonna happen over here. But yeah, and my tag was in that little stick there. And it's MIA. But even if I don't find it, I know what it is, because I know all the figs that I order, and they will have a tag. See, my tag is a metal tag like this, and this one here, this one has grown the best. This is 2 feet tall, and this is a Ishia fig. I got this from U Green Tube. This one came June 6th, came this plant. And look how nice this one grown. And I like how the figs, people think that figs are all the same, and each one it's like the leaf pattern is almost identical, but then they got edges that are different. Look these Ishia leaves, how they have all these sharp edges growing, but then you come to this brown turkey and the edges are smooth. They're not as sharp as these are. So this one, well, this one, see, this one still got, it's a brown turkey. I wonder what happened to my tag. Probably a bird took it, but you never know. We'll find it. All right, so now when I was trimming my final plant here, this one is an Italian everbearing fig, and these figs are huge, huge. I mean, look at this. Those are baby figs, and then look at this thing. This thing is huge. They were only little a couple of weeks ago. So anyway, I have 2 figs here that are ripening, and one just fell as I was cutting the leaflets off of it. So this one here fell off, and I have this other one here. These are pretty ripe. Look at that, it came right off. So we got these 2 figs. I think I'm gonna give it a taste test now that I making this video. So I don't know the characteristics of these figs, so I'm going to save one for my wife. And this one here, well, got a beautiful burgundy color, wine color. This one here, we're going to see how they look. Hopefully hasn't been, boy, don't get a variegated knife to do this. Now this one got cooked with the heat. As you can see right there, it was burnt, sunburned. Like I said, we had a heat wave. Yeah, there's no flavor to it, but it has a nice pink hue, and hopefully the other ones are going to be much better figs. This one probably suffering from the same predicament because it doesn't feel like it's a good fig. Yeah. See, that's dry. That's dry right there. So it was sunburn from those hot summer days that we've been having, and though today's the 12th, it is still September the 12th. The temperature has been in the 80s almost every day. So this one has suffered. Bummer, the two, and hopefully the other two, the other ones are still on the plant, are going to be good. But so far, my ever-bearing Italian, it's a no-go at this moment. So there you go, guys, from Patio Frutal. Like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to give your trees a nice haircut, so they'll be very productive for you. You have a good evening.